I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And Gritty.
And this is Midwest Mikes, and we are back with another episode. Last NFC division, saving the best for last. The NFC East, baby.
I'm done listening to this. The Cowboys
That is a good
The NFC East.
The Cowboys are finishing last. I'm just done. I'm done with it.
You got to finish in last?
I can't deal with Gary anymore.
Hey,
I can't deal with Gary anymore.
hey, that's fine. You can pick them wherever you want, man. It's your prerogative, okay?
I know I'm not picking them in February.
Well, we'll get there on another show.
I know. But I got to get to it with the Cowboys whenever I can.
So, we have done all the other divisions in the NFL. You can go back and check out those shows. The 4 divisions in the AFC, 4 divisions, 3 other divisions in the NFC, and this is the final one. As we have, I'm going to start with my bottom team, and that's the Washington Commanders. They are under new ownership, which as a Cowboys fan, I'm not very happy about. I'm starting a petition to bring Dan Snyder back.
You're a little scared.
Hashtag bring back Snyder. I know he's a terrible human, but I want him to own the Washington Commanders forever.
This dude made out like a bandit.
Yeah, he did. He got paid $4 billion to go away?
Man, I think
$6 billion?
whatever it is crazy. And he paid less than $1 billion for the team, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'd see them as a 4 to 6 win team. I think Ron Rivera's kind of a lame duck head coach with new ownership. I think they're going to have a lot of issues. They don't have a quarterback. I mean, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're the Washington Commanders. I mean,
You know what's weird about it? I do have them last place in this division, but I do have them winning 7 games. And the reason I have them winning 7 games, I actually think Rivera's a good coach. And I actually think, I know, we talked off air, I said Bieniemy, and he's like, what, man? But hey, let me tell you something, man. The last offensive coordinators with the Chiefs that went on to do good things. Really, Matt Nagy got hampered by a quarterback that he didn't draft, which was Trubisky. And then I think Doug Peterson's doing awesome. He did all great things with the Eagles, and he did great. He's doing good things in Jacksonville.
I mean, clearly he did something good with the Eagles.
For sure.
yeah, he got him to the Super Bowl.
You hoisted the Lombardi, so.
And he won a Super Bowl with not his starting quarterback.
Yes.
You know, with maybe a guy that's like a flash in the pan guy that's
Nick
good
Foles.
for. He's good for like 4 or 5 games, and then he's not.
Yeah.
Big Dick Nick.
Then he's good. he shows up. He's clutch, right?
Yeah.
Unlike Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
One reason.
Carson Wentz is not even on a team right now.
I know. There's grumblings that.
KC.
Chiefs?
KC. We actually talked to him.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I'm good on Blaine. I'll take Blaine.
Yeah, I'll take blame.
Gabbard's fine. But Washington, bad team. First 4 games, I mean, versus Arizona at home, they can win that. We just talked about Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona's going to be historically bad.
You're going to be able to make a case for 7 wins here.
At Denver, which I think that's a loss for Washington.
Let's ride.
That's a dub.
Okay. Denver. Then they got Buffalo at home. Lost. And then they go to Philly.
Lost.
So we're starting at 2-2.
Yeah.
1 and 3.
2-2.
The reason I think they beat Denver is and the reason I have them winning these 7 games, I actually think they have the best pass rush in the league.
Oh, yeah, their front seven
Their front seven
is
is
crazy.
so nasty.
Their front seven is
Chase
crazy.
Young, to me, is that guy.
Yeah, their front seven is crazy. And I know, like, in the same division, you have Philly, who has all the defensive linemen.
Great pass rush, too.
They have a good pass rush from their defensive linemen. But from that second level, it's not like Washington. Like, Washington has the whole thing. Dallas is pretty good on the defensive line. And then you mix in Micah Parsons in there.
Right.
And all of a sudden, now you have a 2-level.
I think what's good about Washington
pressure
is similar to Philly. I think Washington can bring forward quite a bit and still get really good pressure.
Yeah. And last year, they didn't have Chase Young. They're getting Chase Young back. So.
And how many games did Washington win last year?
8-8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 1-7.
8-8-1.
Actually,
8-1, and they had the quarterbacks juggled around in there too.
Yeah.
I think Sam
But
Howell.
they haven't fixed their quarterback problem.
No, they haven't fixed that.
I actually think Sam Howell could be better than Heineke.
I mean, they did add Jacoby Brissett, but
Nah.
Cool backup.
Yeah.
journeyman guy,
Yeah.
Cool backup.
been around.
That's his job. He'll be a
And,
career
you guys are
journey.
talking about their defense. Their defense was number 3 in total yards per game.
Telling you, their defense is good, man. This is why
They were number 4 in pass yards per game.
Their defense is good. Rivera knows defense.
And they were 7 in points allowed. So
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean that's a top 10 defense.
yeah.
Close to a top 5 defense.
Scary Terry
Really,
is a nasty receiver, too.
Their lowest ranking on defense was rush yards per attempt at 4.4, and they were, that's 16. So that's right in the middle.
Yeah.
So talk about the defense.
That's where I'm basing it at.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
With a
I
couple
mean, like
of
I said,
weapons
I'm 3
sprinkled
to
in there on
5.
the offensive side.
Offensive side, they were 24th in points scored. Total yards per game, they were 20th.
They're not as bad as you think they are.
No, 28th in rush yards per game. 12th in rush yards per game. 28th in rush yards per attempt.
Yeah.
Which sacks take away from that.
Yeah.
So when you're juggling the quarterback, probably not comfortable there. And then 21st in pass yards per game.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, they beat Philly.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this division juggles. Also,
If I'm correct, they beat Philly last year.
You guys are making a case. I still have them last place, but better than...
I do too, but I think
I got them 3 to 5.
7. I got 7 wins.
Yeah, I have them in that 7 to 9 range also. I think they're pretty much the same team as they were last year with better experience, more experience. They actually have a starting quarterback instead of Ron Rivera being like, I don't know who I'm starting this week.
I think Sam Howell's going to be better than some people think. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 15 quarterback. I think he's going to be better than people think.
Yeah.
Really do. So, probably enough on Washington.
But
I
I do think they're the bottom of that division.
Yeah. So one step up from them, I've got the New York Football Giants at about 8 to 10 wins. I could see the Giants, like I said, maybe getting that 9th, 10th win and getting in the playoffs, which, we'll clear that up on the playoff episode. But I don't think Danny Dimes is the guy that gets you over the hump. But Saquon and their running game is really good. Obviously, we're 4th in rushing yards per game last year, 5th in rush yards per attempt. Their passing was near the bottom at 26. But, defense, they had a top 20 defense, top 15 in a couple categories. Points allowed, they were 18th. So just under the halfway point. The New York Football Giants came in last year at 10-8, so I 10-8-1. So I think
that tie was,
so. You still have them kind of
Commanders.
Yeah,
you still have them kind of right around
that 10-win mark. 8 to 10.
I think they get the 9 to 10. And one thing I'll say is props to Brian Dable for switching up his play calling style. Because when he's in Buffalo, he's calling 45 to 50 passing plays. He gets to the Giants and doesn't do the which we've seen coaches do, the bonehead thing where they go, my offense works everywhere.
Yeah.
And they just run the same stuff. Instead, he got there and goes, all right, what do I got with Daniel Jones and what do I got at running back? I don't have I'm switching from Singletary to Saquon, who me and Gary have been high on Saquon for 7-8 years, right?
Ever since I saw him at Penn State demolish Iowa's rushing defense,
man, he was
which no one does.
He was so sad that night. But then he goes, dude,
that dude's going to be a star in the NFL.
And the only thing that's he is, and the only thing that's hindered him from taking that leap is injury.
Dang.
Yep.
You know what? Props to the Giants for holding on to not paying him.
Yes.
And he gave in.
Yeah.
Props to him for signing it. I think it was a good move on him to stay with the Giants.
Yeah.
One-year deal.
Yeah, go for it. You got a little bit more than a franchise tag.
Don't pull the Le'Veon.
No, don't do the Le'Veon. Don't do the Le'Veon Bell. Don't do none of that stuff. But with Giants, I'm probably a little bit higher, so I'm more like the 9 to 10 range. I don't think their ceiling is like 14 or nothing like that. And I think their floors, to me, is 8 or 9 wins, so probably 9 to 10 wins. And I really, really feel like the Giants that we got last year is the same Giants we're going to get this year.
Yeah.
With the addition of Darren Waller.
Yes.
That dude's nasty. I've seen it firsthand. Because they
play the Chiefs.
They play the Chiefs. I get frustrated. I'm
Yes.
like, dang, this dude is a killer. and you watch him and Kelsey go back and forth, and it's just like tight end university out there. Mm-hmm. I think he is great, and I think Dable is a excellent play caller and schemer. Waller, to me, 1,200 yards.
Yeah, should be a pretty good mark for sure.
With no injury.
Yeah, looking at their first 8 games, this is going to make or break their season.
Okay, here we go.
They start on Sunday Night Football with the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Where's that at?
In New York.
In New York.
Okay, it's winnable. I don't think they win, but it's winnable.
Dallas by 3.5.
Okay.
The Cardinals, which that should be a blank job.
All right.
The 49ers on Thursday Night Football. They then welcome the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, man.
They then go to Miami. They then go to Buffalo. Mind you, this is Sunday Night Football Week 1, Thursday Night Football Week 3, Monday Night Football Week 4, Sunday Night Football Week 6. They then are at home against the Commanders, and they're at home against the Jets. That's their first 8 games of the season.
That is brutal.
Yes. I mean, like your 2 gimme games, if you want to call it that, because I think the Commanders would be really good, like we just talked about, is the Commanders and the Cardinals, and they're only a 2.5-point favorite against the Commanders.
And then the other ones are against 6 potential playoff teams.
Yes.
I say potential, but 4 or 5 of them are are probably going to make playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that
the only one that's questionable to me is Miami. Like you said, what are they? A 6-win team or a 10-win team?
And they have Miami by 5 here. It's a noon game that probably nobody's going to see. So the Giants might even pull that game up too. But I think it's fair. The Jets are 2.5. They're 2.5-point favorites over the Giants. So Vegas is pretty high on the Giants this year.
I'll look up the over/under.
Yeah, Vegas is really high on the Giants, but the rest of their season gets fairly easy. They got the Commanders again. They got the Raiders, the Patriots, the Packers, the Saints, the Rams. And the 2 teams that we didn't talk about that they don't play early is the Giants or the Eagles, and they play them 2 times in the last 3 weeks.
I'm glad you brought up their schedule, because what do you think their over/under is?
10.
No, it's probably 7.5.
7.5.
Really?
Yeah, their schedule. That's brutal schedule.
It is. No, to start the season is brutal.
Yeah.
Washington is, and it's interesting to look at this stuff because a lot of times Vegas ain't far off, right?
No.
Washington's 6.5.
Yeah.
They don't build casinos on hopes and dreams.
No.
That's true.
They don't. But yeah, no, that's kind of where I see the Giants. I think the Giants are going to be that third.
And the Giants could be that team that if you're slipping, they'll beat you.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll be well coached. Good running game.
Brian Daboll's
decent defense.
He's going to get everything he can out of Danny Dimes.
Yep. I agree.
He's going to squeeze every ounce of juice that he's got in Danny Dimes, and you're going to see it.
Bootleg City.
Oh, yeah.
He just runs that bootleg all the time.
Jake Plummer. I mean, can you beat Jake Plummer? For that
Jake
team?
the Snake, baby.
Yeah, can you beat Jake Plummer for that team?
He ended up having a winning record. That's kind of random, but
he had to have been close because I know it was in that run of them beating the hell out the Chiefs.
Yep, ran that bootleg.
Freaking
bootleg, I mean, that naked bootleg was disgusting.
Yeah, it was. Danny Dimes, the reincarnation of Jake Plummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on to your, obviously we're going to save the best team for last. So moving on to your reigning NFC champions, Philadelphia Eagles.
So Gary's decided to talk about them because he has them in second.
Yeah. I have them in second.
I have them in first.
I got them in first.
Okay. Well, you guys want to go Cowboys and then come back to the Eagles?
Talk Philly. Let's talk Philly.
All right.
False. I am incorrect. I am on Gary's side.
What?
I typed that up before the show. I got Dallas winning the division.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I got Dallas winning the division.
I'm okay. What's
That's why you have notes. That's why we make notes.
That's
Yes.
good. Okay, so it's been good to look it up. Philadelphia over under
12.
I'll throw this out there. I have them winning 15 games.
10.5.
12.
11.5.
Oh,
Okay.
I said 12.
You know what the
I
Chiefs?
know that was
You
the
know
half.
what the Chiefs is?
13.
11.5.
Is it really?
I already bet.
So
Already bet.
I took that over, dude.
I have Philadelphia winning 11 games. Last year they won 14 in the regular season. So I do believe in the Super Bowl hangover for the losing team. I've talked about it every year. And typically they miss the playoffs. Now, I don't think Philadelphia takes that big of a step back. But I think that 3-game swing does move them back from 14 to 11. So obviously I'm going to have the Cowboys winning more than 11. But Philadelphia, 11 wins. Still a good team. Number 2 in the NFC East. Their first 4 at New England, Minnesota at home, at Tampa Bay, and then Washington.
That's 4-0.
That's 4-0. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then they go to the Rams.
5-0.
Then at the Jets. I think that's their first kind of test.
And that's game of the week.
Yep.
I got them 6-0.
That's game of the week.
Okay. I think Aaron Rodgers will beat them, but then they're home against Miami.
7-0.
Okay, at Washington.
8-0.
8-0.
Then
Now,
Dallas.
hold on. If you look at the schedule for like the next 5 weeks of that, it's grueling.
Because Dallas, then they have their bye.
Where's that Dallas game?
In
And Philly.
That's 9-0.
Then their bye. Then they're at Kansas City.
9-1.
Buffalo at home.
10-1.
49ers at home.
49ers at home.
11-1.
Cowboys in Dallas.
11-2.
Seattle in Seattle.
11-3.
Giants in Philly.
In Philly.
Yeah.
12-3.
And then the Cardinals, Giants to finish the season.
All right.
But they do have that middle part of that schedule is nasty.
If they can get through that,
Like, they're on the
is that like
road.
a 5-game stretch. Or
It's like a
4-game?
6-game stretch.
And
So they go 3-3.
Hold on, let's
4-2.
see. So Washington is going to sneak up on. I mean,
One of these teams,
They're gonna,
yeah.
they beat Dallas once last year, and they beat Philly once last year.
So Washington probably agreed 2-4 in the division, right?
probably.
Somewhere in there, yes. If not 3-3.
And I will say
this.
this team has not had back-to-back division winners since
Oh, that's interesting.
Like-
yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't.
since like 2003 or
Yeah.
something.
I don't
It's
care.
like 20 years.
I'm on Philly. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't
No,
care.
don't get me wrong. I'm all Philly, too. Like, I like Philly.
But
I
you
just
got
don't-
Dallas winning the division.
I got Dallas winning the division, and I'm talking about deciding it in, like, week 18.
Yeah, it's going to be a last minute.
I'm talking about, like, tiebreaker type stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was close last year.
I think one reason I had Philly, well, I don't think they fall victim to Super Bowl hangover because the team that lost, well, interestingly enough, the team that lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago did not have a Super Bowl hangover. They made it to the AFC Championship, and the team that won the Super Bowl was bad. And I think Philly going to do Philly. Actually, I actually think Philly goes back to the Super Bowl this year.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell, man.
And also if I take that same thing. If I take that roster and I go line by line, position by position, I have them over almost everybody. I think Jalen Hurts is. I think best case for me is top 5. Worst case top 10.
So for 7 straight weeks, starting the 5th of November,
Is it playoff teams?
it's all playoff teams.
Yeah. So you go 4-3, you're good.
But they have their bye in there too.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
helps. That helps.
It does, except the bye is going to Kansas City and Andy Reid on Monday Night Football.
And that's an L.
Is that Monday Night Football?
Probably.
I don't know,
It
November
is Monday Night
20th.
Football. Yep, it's Monday Night Football.
That's an L.
I mean,
I hope.
it's amazing how grueling some of these schedules can get when you
Awesome.
when you go and look
Yeah,
at
the
it.
NFL is awesome.
It is, and then you look at like the division, like the Commanders are no slouch.
Yeah.
Commanders were 500 last year.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the They tied the Giants, lost to the Giants, beat Philly, lost to Philly, beat Dallas, lost to Dallas.
Yeah, Heineke kind of went on a run last year.
Yeah,
He was.
I mean,
pretty good.
yeah, he had his headband where you could just barely see above his eyebrows and all that stuff going on, throwing the football. You know, I mean, just I thought last year they were on the verge of getting into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If you flip a couple 2 or 3 games, and I think that division right there, the NFC East, is very good, top to bottom.
So finishing up on Philly, where do you guys have Jalen?
Oh, he's a top. I think right now
He's probably a top 10 quarterback.
I think he has to be a top 5 quarterback, and he's probably 5 or 6 right in there. Just strictly off of the body of work that we saw from last year.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's 1 year.
I agree.
Do it again.
I agree. Do it again. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. But I'm talking about right now, like the hype and everything. Yes, I mean I think Jalen Hurts is a 5th or 6th quarterback in the league.
Because he actually was on pace to win MVP and he got hurt.
Yep.
You know, and I'm a Holmes guy, but I know he was on pace to win MVP, and then Minshew had to come in, and actually Minshew played pretty well, but like Jalen was on his
That's
way.
who beat Dallas.
No. Jalen Hurts played in the game that Philly won.
Ah, that's right. Gardner Minshew stayed in that game the whole time. That's why everybody wanted to see the Dallas Eagles.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew played in the one that Dallas won.
Yeah. Okay.
So they split last year, but Dak didn't play in the first one.
Yeah.
And then Jalen didn't play in the second.
So you didn't get,
So
to,
we
see,
haven't
you
got-
didn't get to see Dak and Jalen.
We haven't got Dak Jalen. We'll get it this year though.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
I mean, this year we'll finally get Pat and Aaron Rodgers too.
Hope so.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to Gary's team.
Yes. How about them Cowboys?
Who's
We'll
that?
throw it out there.
You got him winning. I got him second.
Yeah.
I got him making the playoffs, and I got him second place.
Yeah, I have them winning this division
Yes.
again, like we talked about with the Eagles. I think this division comes down to tiebreakers and stuff. I could see these teams having identical records at the end of the year.
What do you guys have him at? How many wins do you guys have him at?
I got them 12-14.
I have both them and Dallas, or Dallas and Philly, at 13 wins.
What do you think the over-under is on Dallas? I already looked it up.
It's 11.5, isn't it?
It's
10.
10 and a half.
10.5.
10.5.
Okay. I knew it. I had seen
I got
it too.
I got both of them at 13, 12, 13 wins, both.
I'm telling you, Micah Parsons is another year better. Another year in the league.
Still doesn't change the fact that they do stupid stuff with him.
But they're not going, like, Dan Quinn has been scheming all offseason. Our D-line's great.
You don't have to scheme.
We added Stephon Gilmore, which means
He's a specialist.
we have 2 really good corners.
Well,
Now.
one's kind of burnt toast. The other's
No.
really good.
Diggs is not burnt toast.
I like Gilmore.
Diggs
I like
is
Gilmore
Mark
better than
Toast.
I don't like Diggs at all.
Diggs is Marcus Peters.
Diggs is Marcus Peters.
Super
Actually,
high
you know what?
reward,
I
a
shouldn't
lot of
say
risk.
I shouldn't say I don't like him at all. I do really. I think it's actually a perfect combo. Gilmore, lockdown, veteran,
Yep.
great.
Put him
Diggs
on your best
is
guy.
Diggs is. Hey, I'm getting a pick, or I'm giving up. I'm
bomb.
giving it up.
Yeah.
and that's how it goes. And Marcus Peters was the same way.
Yep.
And Marcus Peters the same way. And I'm like, Marcus Peters is an all-pro. Diggs
Yeah.
is an all-pro.
Yeah. That's how I look at it.
What it is the way they constructed that roster as far as like corner. It's perfect to have a real nice lockdown guy
Yep.
on the other side who's solid, and then Diggs, you go do your thing, dude.
Yeah.
Because you're either gonna lose the game for us
Yeah.
or you're gonna win it for
Yeah.
us.
Diggs is the guy. Like, I like Trayvon Diggs. I like that they added another piece, so they have to make a decision on who we're going to go at with Stephon Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that Trayvon Diggs can give up 150 to a guy, but he can also lock down a dude to 25. 2 catches for 25. I love that fact because I'm a gamble. I like to gamble.
Yeah,
I like
he's
to take that chance.
a
Or he-
short memory guy.
Or
Yeah.
he gave up 150, but he had a pick 6.
Yep.
Or yeah.
I've seen that.
I mean, he's all there in between. You never know what you're going to get out of Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, a guy like that's interesting because he doesn't fit in every scheme, right? He definitely wouldn't. Like if he was in KC,
No.
get him out of here because
Yeah.
Peters didn't fit with us, but Peters played really well in Baltimore.
I mean, they were 8th in pass yards per game last year.
Yeah,
That's good. I tell you,
they could have been 4th.
what hurts.
They could have been 4th with if Trayvon Diggs was just more of a
5th in points allowed.
traditional. Yeah, just more of a traditional corner. But again, we don't like guys who are just your traditional guy, your
Yeah.
ho-hum, show-up-to-work guy. Who do we talk about? We talk about Jalen Ramsey. Well, Jalen Ramsey's kind of in that same boat. He's risk or reward. There is no in-between.
Yep. And I think Kellen Moore leaving not getting his contract renewed was a good thing. I think it's going to be addition by subtraction. McCarthy is calling plays again. He's really comfortable with Dak. This will be the first season since Dak has been in the NFL that Kellen Moore is not with him, though, because Kellen Moore was a player. Kellen Moore was a player when Dak got drafted, and then was a quarterback coach, and then obviously eventually OC. So it will be the first year they were not together.
So if you're looking more, obviously, into the Dallas side, like me and Austin, obviously we're huge Chiefs fans. You're a Chiefs fan too, just not when when Dallas are playing each other, you know. But how do you think that will go? Like now that Dak's kind of out of that comfort, you know, that's a guy that you're familiar voice.
I think again it's addition by subtraction. I think Dak's going to do very well under McCarthy.
Mm-hmm. So you think McCarthy turns the tables more towards, you know, we talked about through the NFC, like when we were talking about with Anthony Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the league's kind of turned towards that athletic passer that can run at a moment's notice, you know, to pick up huge plays. Does McCarthy turn that table more towards Dak's athletic ability now, or does he turn it down more and turn it more into a pocket guy? I'm just kind of.
I see Dak as more of a pocket guy anyway that can run when he has to or needs to, but I don't think you need to go in with your game plan is we're going to run Dak. Mm-hmm. Personally, and I don't think McCarthy will do that. I think McCarthy will have him more, you know, try to stay in the pocket and get the ball out.
Yeah.
To me, what Dak is, I actually don't mean this in a negative way at all. I mean it actually in a good way. Dak and Cousins are the same guy. Same guy. I mean it in a good way. Cousins wins.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody on the internet says too.
Yeah,
way to be original.
I know. But the thing I'm saying it differently is people say that like it's a negative thing. It's a positive thing.
It is.
Cousins wins a lot of games, and Dak Prescott wins a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem, and I say the only reason I have Philly above Dallas. Actually, Dallas plays in any other division besides the AFC West. Dallas wins that division. The deal for in my opinion, but the deal for me is Dallas is still a really good team. What it comes down to is, dang, when you get in the playoffs and you get in these times where it's time to make a crucial decision or a crucial play call, what's it going to be? Because I've seen it in the playoffs and it's really not good.
Yeah,
I still go back to that playoff game where they run. It's at that weird play where they have Zeke snap the ball, Dak, or whatever it was.
That was Zeke's last play in a Cowboys uniform.
But was that last year?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know what is that?
What the hell is that?
Yeah, it's stuff like that where I go, dang, that's so weird.
Which again, McCarthy would have had to sign off on it. But I mean, that's a Kellen Moore
deal.
Yeah, I mean the only thing out of the NFC East that I hate this year, and it's not their fault, it's the NFL's fault, is why are we not getting Eagles-Cowboys 2 of the last 3 weeks?
That is interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have 5 weeks after the last Cowboys-Eagles game.
Yeah, I don't know.
How are you going to starve the NFL of that?
Well,
like, you know those two teams are running neck and neck with each other.
Maybe
before the playoffs. I mean, there's nothing better than that. Maybe not 2 out of the 3 because it's going to be high-intensity games, but at least finish the season with that. Or close to it.
I don't know. Some kind of travel.
So, Dallas plays Philly on December 10th.
Yep.
Okay, that's in Dallas.
And November 11th. Or November 5th.
And November 5th. So, Dallas is... We'll just go through this here. Their last 4 games. At Buffalo, at Miami, versus Detroit, at Washington.
Yeah.
And Gary, what's your opinion on the Trey Lance trade?
So, Trey Lance, my initial reaction was that they had no faith in Dak. Now that I've had some time to think about it, think through it, okay, I think it's a succession plan. Because if Dak has another great year like he did last year, okay, then he is going to be going into the last year of his contract. He's going to want to renegotiate.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, do you just move on?
And at that point, now that Trey Lance is in the room and he's going to be a year into your system, that gives the Cowboys more leverage from a business standpoint. with Dak. So I think that's why they did it, based on things I've read and seen in the last week since it happened.
I
think they did it as a business thing.
So either Dak comes to the table asking for an astronomical amount of money. Hey, I want to be paid like
Burrow. I think he will.
I want to be paid.
And they're like, okay,
Dak.
play your last year.
You know what?
Exactly. We got Trey. Trey's learned under you for a year. He didn't really get his opportunity in San Francisco.
You can play your last year or not.
Here we go.
I think Dak will, and I actually think Dak should.
Because that would give Trey Lance 2 years under an NFL starting quarterback.
Because if you're Dak Prescott,
because he was under Jimmy G and Brock Purdy.
Yeah, if you're Dak and you make it to the NFC Championship, or worst case you make it to divisional round, well, what you would ask at least for the Herbert contract, right?
To me, if you're Dak, if you don't get to an NFC Championship game,
you can't ask for that.
You can't ask for that.
Why?
Not in Dallas.
Why?
Not in Dallas.
Herbert ain't won a playoff game.
I'm saying LA.
Dallas.
Well,
Jerry ain't spending no money.
Now, on the flip side.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that's what they should pay him. I'm saying that's what he's going to ask.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what
he should know, in Dallas, you can't lose the divisional round again. And then ask for a top 5 contract.
You don't know.
Can't do it.
Who's it?
Can't do it.
He will. Because he'll go, this guy Justin Herbert ain't even won a playoff game.
I think Jerry Jones will look at him and laugh.
Deshaun Watson.
Again,
the thing is,
those are teams that made bad business decisions. Yes. Jerry does not make bad business decisions.
I'll say that. He traded like 2 first-round picks for like Roy Williams.
But it's a long time ago.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
he paid Zeke.
And I'm gonna say that. Well, Zeke was kind of the last running back to get a big deal, though.
It was either him or homeboy from L.A.
Yeah, I mean, so that wasn't necessarily a bad business decision either.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, okay, with the Dak Trey Lance thing. I said if Dak doesn't get to an NFC Championship, he'll have no leverage. If Dak does or wins an AFC or an NFC Championship, Jerry will pay him whatever he wants.
Yeah, I agree with
Dak will get a blank check.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it'll be like
he'll get a blank check from Jerry.
I agree with that. And also, like, looking at Dak, if Dak is anywhere else, going to the divisional round,
he can ask for that.
He'd be paid already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But in Dallas, the expectation is different at that quarterback spot.
It is. Well, I 100% agree with that. And I hate the Cowboys, but I agree with that.
The contract stuff will be really interesting once we get there.
But I mean, I'm telling you.
But with Trey Lance being there, you come to the table asking for too much.
So do you think he has to win the NFC Championship? Or do you
if
think
he
has to
misses
make
the playoffs this year, if he misses the playoffs,
no way.
One of the next 2 years, he's done in Dallas.
If I personally think if he does not get to the NFC Championship this year, he'll play out the final year of his contract, or he'll not. But next year would be his last year in Dallas.
And do you try to?
If he does not get to an NFC Championship this year,
and what does Dallas go ahead and just try to roll with Trey?
Yep. Yeah. And you trade Dak, or you just keep Dak on the bench, whatever.
Because you'll have to. Trey Lance came in the year before Brock Purdy.
I think they came the same year.
He's a COVID quarterback.
Okay, so he was there before Brock Purdy.
Like the dude.
So this is year 4 for him.
I don't think so.
Is this year 4 or year 3?
I thought Trey got drafted in 2020. Was it 2021?
He was like a top 5 pick.
He was. I'm trying to think where that was at, but either way, like,
no, he got drafted 2021.
Like, what's going to happen is, like, when they move on to Trey.
2021 draft class.
Yeah, okay, so this is
because
his 21 season, 22 season.
So this
will be his third
because he played that 2020.
So what's going to happen is his rookie contract's going to run out right at about the same time that they're trying to figure out this Dak stuff. And if Dak comes to the table asking for Camelot,
which he will.
Oh yeah, he's a winner. A winner, and he sees the
ya.
other quarterbacks winning. Lamar Jackson hasn't won anything besides the MVP. right?
That's
so he's got a
true,
little bit of
too.
leverage. But Lamar hasn't won anything, and he got paid. So why can't I get paid? I go to the playoffs every year. Why can't I get paid?
But
and then now Trey Lance, his rookie contract's coming up. I could sign Trey Lance for 3 years, $60 million right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking for $55 a year.
And if
You can go.
And if you believe in your coaching and the system that much,
Absolutely.
you're going to say, I'm rolling with Trey.
Absolutely.
And again, the flip side to that, if they get to the NFC Championship and have a close game, Dak won't get a blank check, but he'll get paid.
Yeah,
If they win the NFC, Dak will get a blank check.
I agree.
God forbid.
And
But Dallas
It goes Super Bowl.
God forbid.
By Mahomes.
Dak winning a Super Bowl in Dallas, not only will I never shut up about it, but neither will all of Cowboys Nation. And Dak will get the
How
blank
would that
check.
happen? Unless Mahomes gets hurt, then you got a chance.
I just don't. I still don't see him going to a Super Bowl.
I think Dak can do it.
I haven't even seen him get close.
Nope.
I haven't seen him get close.
Haven't been to an NFC Championship since 1996.
Yeah, I don't foresee. I haven't seen him get close, and he struggles in the postseason.
Low key, I will say it's about Dallas. Love the Gilmore deal, but
Love it.
Brandon Cooks, low
Again.
key.
Add it in with CD Lamb too.
Brandon Cooks is nice.
They improved the offense.
Hey,
I think the offense
improved
is really
the defense.
did you see that? It was like a graphic that I don't know if Brian sent it out or somebody, and it was like Brandon Cooks the last few years. No, I saw it on Facebook. It was like last 6 years he's a 1,000-yard receiver, except for I think last year he hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, 1,000 yards. So Brandon Cooks, low key as your number 2 is awesome.
Good. Yeah. Who's your guys' tight end down there now?
I don't remember because
Did you guys bring back
what's
Schultz?
his name left? Noah. What's his name left? Or Dalton Schultz
You
left.
guys, you guys can have Blake Bell back.
Dalton Schultz went to
You want Blake Bell running 4th
Houston.
and 1?
So
I just put Gabbard in there and have him do it.
Yeah, put his 6'6", 270-pound ass in there to do it.
all right. Well, I got the Cowboys winning the division. Gritty's got the Cowboys winning the division. Austin has Philly. Fly Eagles fly.
Die,
and he says,
Eagles die.
but either way, we've got like a game or two separating those teams. So again, we're close.
Yeah.
I said that both teams are going to have the identical.
Yeah, you think it's going to be tiebreakers?
Tiebreakers?
Yeah.
Because they'll split games in the regular season.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a tiebreaker.
Watch the freaking Commanders win the division.
Yeah.
And we're like still wrong.
Which we wouldn't be that wrong.
If they do, I'll retire from podcasting.
Don't say that.
I'll retire.
We wouldn't be
It's
that
the
wrong.
NFL. It's the
we did
NFL.
say they were
Don't
going to
say
go
that.
8 or 9 wins.
Somebody's
Yeah.
going worse to first. It happens every
Well,
year.
no,
Don't say that.
I said 3 to 5, but you know.
I got him.
Sam
I
Howell.
got him repeating
Sam,
last year.
Sam Howell, 55 touchdowns.
I need Ron Rivera in the playoffs. Inject it into my veins. I gotta have the interviews.
Oh my gosh.
We hope you guys have enjoyed our divisional previews. Like I said, this was the last division. We will be back tomorrow with playoff predictions. And as you're listening to this, again, it is September 6th. And tomorrow we have NFL football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Detroit,
we do.
Kansas City. So 8 a.m. you can get up and get our playoff predictions.
8 a.m. you can get up and call Gritty.
He's at the 50.
And then Gritty will be at
He's
Arrowhead. Okay? And then that night you can enjoy the Kansas City Chiefs, your Super Bowl champions, defending.
Say it again with a little bit more
Rating.
pizzazz.
The reigning, defending
Reigning.
Super Bowl champion Kansas City
And
Chiefs
that's the bottom line.
will be opening and dropping the banner on the Detroit Lions, which we all think Detroit's going to be improved, but Thursday, September 7th, ain't going to be their night.
I truly think
It'll be a good game, but KC will be.
I truly think tomorrow night, speaking on
Oh.
I
Let's
truly
go.
think tomorrow night is a boat race.
Woo!
When you get the adrenaline going with Patrick Mahomes and that team, they're unstoppable, first off. And they're going to have adrenaline going from before kickoff, from the celebration. They're going to be rocking. Arrowhead's going to be rocking.
Arrowhead's going to be shaking.
Arrowhead's going to be crazy. All this stuff they talking about, taxes and stuff to build stadiums and all this other stuff, they might have to repair Arrowhead before we got to get back in there. That's going to be crazy tomorrow.
I love it.
So,
I can't wait.
Hey, it's here. We've been waiting several months. It's here, NFL season. Enjoy the games, week 1. And we will be back, like I said, tomorrow with playoffs. And then we'll be back next week with a show talking about the week 1 games and maybe even getting into some college football. But, again, like and subscribe wherever you get your content from. Follow us on Twitter at Midwest Mikes, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, the whole deal, wherever. Interact with us. We always love it when we get comments and things from fans. You can tell me I'm a Cowboys homer. That's fine. I'll listen to
I'm
you.
a Chiefs homer.
I'm a Chiefs homer for sure.
So, yeah, Cowboys Nation, get on these guys. Tell them Dak's the guy. He's gonna.
Dak's the guy for Dallas.
I am betting Justin Ross anytime touchdown every single game.
Hey,
I did that with Jody Fortson last year and made $2,400.
I already decided that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm Gary.
This is awesome.
And Gritty.
And this has been Midwest Mike's playoff previews, NFC East. Back tomorrow with our playoffs. Peace.